Embrace technology and learn how it can help you. Technology is increasing like crazy in our industry. We know that. We know PPAI has just joined forces with Sage. I think that's a great thing. And there are going to be a lot of new tools that come out of much of the technology that we have. And things like social networking and how that can help your business. I think there's a course going on right now. I'm glad you chose this one, but it might be going on later. There's a course right now going on social networking here. Learn all these things and how it can help your business, because top producers do that. They really understand technology. There are people that do a pretty good business these days that are not technology savvy, but I can tell you, most top producers I know are on top of their technology game and understand how to use it. Ask for referrals always, and use a referral plan if you need to. And again, I have one that I can share with you if you'd like. Get involved in trade shows on your own and speaking engagements. Again, I know a lot of our top producers, weekly or monthly, they're up in front of groups. They ask to be up in front of organizations, large organizations, to educate them on how branded promotional marketing can help their business. Not what we do, but how it truly can help their business. So look for opportunities to do that, and also exhibit you and your company at trade shows. Another way to market. Write this down and do this for me in 2011, and I promise you, you will grow your business if you take nothing else away from this session. I almost highlighted it, but I think I'm emphasizing it enough. Let me just ask the question, how many of you in this room do a minimum of 5 spec samples every single week? 5 spec samples every week religiously. 1? 5, every week, 52 weeks out of the year. I'm talking about prospects or clients. This is a branded product that you order from a supplier that's delivered back to your office with their message on it, something about them that you go and make a presentation with. Nobody's doing 5 a week, and that's pretty consistent with what I hear across the board. Number one thing you can do is take 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning and make that spec sample time in your office every single week and do a minimum of 5 a week. You've all got your client files, you've all got prospects that you want to call on. Do spec samples. They're pretty much free, and I'm including virtual spec samples can be fine. I still like the hard good spec samples, but why not do 5 a week? The reason suppliers give us free spec samples is because 80% of them turn out to be a sale. So I ask our sales force the same thing all the time. Why aren't you doing 5 spec samples every single week? And I can tell you the answer. It's that we get so busy, it's that proactive, reactive thing again. The week gets away from you, the day gets away from you, and it's those things that you know you need to do, but you just don't take the time to do it, that will move the needle for your business. But I can tell you, if you will write down and promise yourself when you get back that you will take a time every week that you have a spec sample section set up in your office, which means your client files, and this is your think time in your office too. This is the time you shut the phone off, you shut the computer off, and you're really engaged with your clients, or you might have your computer on if you're doing your spec sample thoughts through one of the technology tools, but order the spec samples. What happens? UPS delivers the sample to your office, and you've got an instant sales presentation to go out and make to every one of those prospects or clients that you made something up for. And it's got to be not just a cute item that you think they might like it. There's got to be a great idea behind it based on what you've already learned about them or what they're doing throughout 2011 for their business. It's got to be tied into something very strategic, and they will say, wow, that's really awesome. You put this together for me. They may order it, they may not, but it's going to gain business. Do it. 5 a week, every week. Organize your office in a system of business that helps you grow. There are a lot of things, again, reactive-wise that, sometimes you spend the whole day in the office. Organize your office so that, again, Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, doesn't have to be Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, but a time during the week is your spec sample time. New prospecting time, where you're going to research businesses in your area. Block time out on your calendar and organize a space in your office for that. You've got to be great at time management these days, or else this reactive nature of our business is going to eat you up. You've got to block time out in your office to do these strategic things that are going to really help your business. So organize your office and put a system of business together that's conducive to help you grow. Add an item to every embroidery order, and also check with suppliers out on the floor. If they do pad folios and they do debossing or whatever, ask them what it would take to do a leather luggage tag, or maybe a computer bag or something, along with other jobs that you might do. And you might find from those suppliers, you come away with 12 or 15 of your top suppliers that do allow you to do that, those accompanying items with jobs that you're doing. Ask that question when you're at the show floor this week. Market You Incorporated very creatively. It's the business we're in. Think of your ultimate strategic position, put it together, and make it compelling. Provide value-added service, the kitting projects, the custom packaging, different things that you can think of. Ask your suppliers out on the floor, how can I use your line to maybe do some value-added servicing to my clients? I'm looking for ways to do that. And build a prospecting plan that's conducive to growth. Everything starts tomorrow at the show on the floor. One of the things that's very important is to have a plan when you're on the show floor this week. I know a lot of people come to these shows and they walk the aisles aimlessly, and this supplier will pull them in here, or pull them in over there. Don't allow that to happen. If you haven't done it already, build a plan in working this show over these next couple of days, and make sure you write down your 2 to 3 top questions that you want to ask each of the suppliers that you're in the booth with. You've invested a lot of time and money to come here. Make sure you're getting the best out of it. And a couple questions should be, what's our spec sample policy with you? How do I get spec samples from you? I want to do a lot of spec samples with creative ideas to gain more business this year. What's our spec sample policy with you? What is your policy on adding an item onto orders that I have coming through your plant there or your office? What are your inventory levels looking like this year? Can I count on you for inventory levels? Can I get certain communications from you on overstock items or closeout items? Things like that. I mean, find out what the key questions are you want to ask. It's not always what's new, what are the new items in your line. That might be one of the questions you ask. But get in, get out, and I tell you, the suppliers will appreciate it if you're that prepared and you go about the process that way. A few things, here are just a few priorities upon your return that I would recommend. One is find a success partner that will help you through 2011. What I mean by that is we have found that if we team a salesperson up in New York with a salesperson in Denver, and they have the same goals in mind, in other words, I want to grow my business, and it's not a sales management person, it's another salesperson, you can have weekly calls to keep each person honest. And so you team up with somebody, maybe you meet somebody here at the show, or you have somebody across the country. Have them as a success partner where you have a weekly call, you lay out what your goals are for the next week, and then you review those goals on the next week's call. So here's what it does. It helps you to have another person selling just like you, that if you say, I'm going to make 15 new cold calls this next week, then that person's going to hold you accountable on that call. Did you make your 15 cold calls this last week? So find a success partner or mentor that's in sales, not sales management, and try that out. Set your goals and lay out a plan to achieve them. Spend the necessary time on prospecting. Go to the library, build your business plan, put that together. Organize your office and weekly business plan. Make a to-do list. Have a to-do list ready every single day and create your unique selling proposition or ultimate strategic position if you haven't already. So,
can you put that back real quick here?
Real quick. Yep. I know I'm almost out of time, so there's only a couple slides left. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. Make a to-do list every day and accomplish the things that you least like first on your to-do list. Pretty simple stuff, but do that. Continually research the business in your market. Research, research, research. That's what business is about today. Do cold calls. I love still doing cold calls out in the field. Walk through the brick and mortar, ask questions, warm up to the receptionist, take some brochures. One of the ways to cause yourself to be very good at cold calling is have a grab and go kit in your passenger seat with you all the time. How many times do you drive by a key business and you say, I need to call on them someday? Don't have everything with me right now. I'll come back and see them. If you have a little grab-and-go kit, and what I mean by that is really just a folder, maybe a leave-behind catalog you use, and a little bit of business information. So you're going in light-handed, but have whatever you typically take in with your contact information right beside you in the passenger seat so you never give yourself the excuse of saying, I'm going to come back and call on them. It's going to cause you to say, I'm going to whip in that driveway right now. I got my cold call kit right here. I got 15 of those in there. I'm going to go in and make a cold call. Try it. That grab-and-go kit really does work. Try it. Keep 5 A prospects on your list at all times. That's your A line, your top line accounts. If you go by that matrix that we put up of top business plans, always work on 5 key A prospects. No more than 5 though, because you just can't manage that. 5 key prospects. And start early with your time and effectivity. Finally, what I like to do is put up here some new initiatives for 2011. I left it blank because I'm hoping that you picked up a few nuggets from the presentation today, a few ideas and tactical tools that will help you to succeed in 2011. And this would be the time to write those down. And I think this presentation is also going to be available online at PPAI. So you can pick up the presentation there, go back over the notes, and put down your initiatives. But I hope that you did pick up some nuggets from this. I always like to finish with one of my favorite sayings, and that is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. That's one of my favorites, and it's so true, because if you think about it, if you limp into a new year every year doing the same things that you've always done without really rethinking where you are and where you want to be, you're never going to be as successful. So it all starts here at the show, and I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate all of you. If there are any of these materials that you'd like me to get to you, just let me know. I'll be happy to get them out to you, email them to you. Thank you very much, and enjoy PPAI Show.